my wonderful students of Sleek Angels International School. This is your teacher, Miss Constance Omona. I'll be teaching the SS1 students today, and it's going to be a continuation from our last topic. Remember, we've looked at acids, bases. So today we're looking at salts. So let me give you the lesson objectives for today, or learning objectives. Alright? Now, by the end of the lesson, you should be able to define a salt. That's the first objective. So you should be able to define a salt, or definition of salt, state the preparation of salts, explain types of salts, and finally state the different uses of salts. So these are our learning objectives for today. So let us look at the first objective, which is the definition of a salt. So what is a salt? Alright? A salt is an ionic compound formed by the replacement of one or more hydrogen ions of an acid by a metallic ion or ammonium ion. Okay, I'll take that definition again. A salt is an ionic compound formed by the replacement of one or more hydrogen ions of an acid by a metallic ion or ammonium ion. Now, the key words I want you to note here are a salt is an ionic compound, number one. This ionic compound. Number two, it is formed by the replacement of one or more hydrogen ions of what? An acid, right? By a metallic ion, very important, or ammonium ion. Now, what this means is that to form a salt, or salt is actually formed from an acid. So you need to change the hydrogen ion in an acid by any metallic ion or ammonium ion, and then a salt is formed. Alright? So now let's look at examples of salt. I will be demonstrating how different salts are formed so that you can get or you can understand it better. Okay? So from our definition, we stated that it is formed from an acid. How? By changing the hydrogen ion of the acid by a metallic ion or ammonium ion. Now, an example of an acid is HCl, hydrochloric acid. Of course, you know the name. I've already taught you hydrochloric acid and other types of acid. Okay, so this is an example of an acid. Now, what do you do here? You change the hydrogen ion in this compound by a metallic ion. So we're going to start with changing it by a metallic ion. Now, if I want to remove this hydrogen and then I add magnesium instead of hydrogen, I'll form a salt. What will be the name of the salt? Magnesium chloride. Okay, now it is having 2 here because magnesium belongs to group 2. So the chlorine will take up the 2. Of course, I've taught you how to write compounds in your last thing. Okay, so now I want to form another salt, but this salt will contain a metal called calcium. That means I'm changing hydrogen to calcium. So I'll have calcium chloride. Okay, this is another salt. Now, still from HCl, I can form another salt. Now, what if I change the hydrogen with sodium, the metal, and then I form sodium chloride. This sodium chloride is your normal table salt, the one you have at home. So this is a salt, sodium chloride. Now, I can also form another salt by changing hydrogen to potassium, a metal too. So I'll form potassium chloride. Alright, now we are done with, let's leave metals because you can form as many salts as you want to from HCl. Now let's change the hydrogen with ammonium ion. Okay, so Let's say we are changing the hydrogen with ammonium ion. Ammonium ion is NH4. Of course, you know, this is ammonium. Ammonia is NH3, just to remind you. So, if you are changing the hydrogen by adding this ammonium ion, you have NH4Cl. And this is called ammonium chloride. Okay, so we've been able to get about 5 different salts. So this is one. Magnesium chloride is salt, calcium chloride, and then you have sodium chloride, potassium chloride, and ammonium chloride, all gotten from this acid HCl. So this is the examples of salt. Now another acid, that is H2SO4, sulfuric acid. We can also get different salts from here. What do we do? Now I'm going to use red because written it. So changing the hydrogen here by adding magnesium. So you have magnesium sulfate. Okay, so you change this hydrogen by magnesium, you have magnesium sulfate. It still retains this part of the acid. Now we can also change it by adding calcium. You form calcium sulfate. Alright, now we can also change this by adding potassium. Now you form potassium sulfate. 2 here because potassium belongs to group 1. So it will take this 2 from sulfates to form K2SO4. Alright. Now we can also form sodium sulfate here by adding sodium, and then you have sodium 2SO4. Alright. Now what if we change it to ammonium ion? Okay. If we add ammonium, NH4, will form ammonium sulfate. Now the ammonium takes up the 2 and then SO4. Take note of how to write this formula. So we've been able to form 5 different salts from H2SO4, that's sulfuric acid. What are they? Magnesium sulfate, calcium sulfate, sodium sulfate, potassium sulfate, and ammonium sulfate. Okay, now this is how you form other types of salts from other acids. Okay, we just looked at only 2 types of acid. Now you can use nitric acid, you can use carbonic acid. All you need to do is to change the hydrogen in the acid, and then you form a salt. Alright, so these are the different examples of salt. I've given you 10. You can form more from what I just explained to you. Okay, quickly let's look at the preparation of salt. How is salt prepared? Alright, now salt can be prepared from acid-base reactions. So you have an acid reacting with a base, a salt will be formed. And then salt can also be formed by reaction between a metal and an acid. Okay, so you have a metal reacting with an acid, a salt will be formed. And finally, reaction between an acid and triazocarbonate compounds. Of course, you know how to write triazocarbonate compounds, but I'm going to take my time right now and explain this preparation of salt. Okay. Alright, let me explain the different ways salts are formed or prepared. Now, salt can be prepared from an acid and base reaction. It is also called neutralization reaction. If you can remember, our last topic, we looked at how an acid reacts with a base, and then that process is called neutralization reaction. So a salt can be prepared from this reaction. Now, this reaction is a reaction between an acid and a base. Now, when an acid reacts with a base, a salt will be formed. Now, not just salt, it is salt and water. So there are 2 products that will be formed in this kind of reaction, salt and water. So I'm going to just demonstrate that with an equation. Okay, now example, that's e.g. you have an acid, hydrochloric acid, that's HCl, plus sodium hydroxide, a base, acid and a base. Now this is what will be formed. Remember, a salt will be formed and then water. So the sodium reacts with chlorine, and then the hydrogen here reacts with this hydroxide group. So you have sodium chloride plus water. Okay, so this is a salt. Sodium chloride is a normal table salt. So between this acid and this base, this salt will be formed, and then water also. You can use any acid and any base of your choice. Just try it. You can pause this video and do it yourself. You can use H2SO4 or HNO3 with other types of base to react together to form the salt of your kind. Okay, so that is the first way of preparing salt. Now the second way, reaction between a metal and an acid. Now when a metal reacts with an acid, a salt will also be formed. Now hydrogen gas will be produced. So I'm going to just demonstrate that, right? So quickly, I wear my hand gloves. Remember, if you're doing any practical in chemistry laboratory, you need to wear your hand gloves. And then I'm going to just get my nose mask, okay? So I wear this because hydrogen gas will be produced, and hydrogen gas is a little bit toxic. So I'm going to just wear this, and then we're going to just demonstrate that. So a metal reacts with an acid, and then hydrogen gas will be produced and salt will be produced. Now example, before I do that, I'm going to just write the equation. So for instance, you have a metal, sodium reacts with an acid, sulfuric acid, H2SO4, alright? Now, what will happen? The product that will be formed, so you put your arrow, and then sodium reacts with sulfate, okay? So, sodium sulfate to SO4 and hydrogen gas, okay? So hydrogen gas will be produced. Now the next thing you would do is to look at the equation and see if it is balanced. Now sodium is 2 here, sodium is 1 here, but 2 there. So you add 2 here. Now sodium becomes balanced, and the equation is balanced because you have 2 sodium here, 2 hydrogen, and one sulfate. Okay, so we'll just demonstrate this reaction right now. So you put on, remember, your hand gloves and then your nose mask. Now the reason why I'm wearing this is because the hydrogen gas sometimes tries to be choking. So you try to avoid that. So I'm going to just, this is our dilute H2SO4, sulfuric acid, alright, and this is our sodium metal. You can look at it very well. So this is how sodium metal looks like. It's a soft metal, shiny, okay? So what do I do first? I take a drop of this, put it here, okay, not just drop, just put a reasonable amount. So this is okay. This one will show you exactly what you want to see. And then that's our acid, our H2SO4. And then this is our sodium. We are reacting them to produce sodium sulfate, that's the salt, and then hydrogen gas. Just observe. So this is exactly what we form. Now when you're doing this, you shift away from where the reaction is taking place. And then if you look at that fume coming out, that's hydrogen gas being emitted. Alright, you can see that's hydrogen gas being emitted. And then the sodium is reacting with sulfuric acid. Now, this is hydrogen gas coming out. If you look very well through the beaker, you will see little lightning. Okay, see little lightning there. It shows that hydrogen gas is produced. Okay, so this is the reaction between a metal and an acid. Okay, now this reaction will be more corrosive than this if we had added a large quantity of sodium metal. So for the sake of this video, I had to use a little quantity so that you can understand what's going on. Alright, so this is another way of producing a salt reaction between a metal and an acid. Okay, the second way is reaction between an acid and triazocarbonate compound. Triazocarbonate compound. Alright, tri, of course, you know tri is 3. Okay, so reaction between an acid and triazocarbonate. A salt can be formed when an acid reacts with triazocarbonate compound. Now, in this reaction, a salt, take note, the products are a salt, then you have carbon 4 oxide and water. These 3 products will be formed. Okay, now I'm going to just give you an equation to show that. For instance, if I have a calcium carbonate, okay, calcium carbonate reacting with H2SO4, that's our acid. This is our acid and this is triazocarbonate compound. Calcium carbonate that's the name. Now the products are, I'm going to demonstrate how to form the products. Of course, you should be familiar with this. Now, calcium reacts with sulfate. Okay. Now, CO2 will be liberated from here. The remaining hydrogen reacts with, the remaining oxygen reacts with hydrogen. This is exactly what we form. Calcium sulfate is salt. This is our salt. And then plus CO2. Of course, I told you from here, carbon 4 oxide will be produced, and then plus water. Okay, so you have calcium carbonate, a triazocarbonate compound reacting with an acid to form calcium sulfate, a salt, carbon 4 oxide or carbon dioxide, and then water. So right now I'm going to demonstrate how calcium carbonate reacts with H2SO4, that's sulfuric acid. So this is our calcium carbonate. It is also called limestone. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, so this is our calcium carbonate. Now I'll get a beaker. Now I'll add a little here. I'm going to just come close. Add maybe 2. Okay, so this is it. So this is our calcium carbonate, a triazocarbonate compound reacting with an acid, of course. So I'll see where my nose marks because at the end CO2 will be produced. So this is our H2SO4 calcium carbonate. Now this excuse me. Okay, now this tool, hope you can see very well. Just what you need to do for me, just to observe what is happening here. Okay, so I'm gonna just put this. Wow, this is what I want you to observe. Yeah. Wow. Now this, if you can see bubbles, yeah, a gas is produced, and that gas is called carbon 4 oxide. Look at it. If we add more, it will, as it's diluting the calcium carbonate, the gas CO2 will be evolved. Oh, you can't see the gas because it's colorless. But if you come very close to the tip of this test tube, you will see fumes coming out to show that a gas is evolved. Only this reaction will tell you that a gas is evolved. Okay, so this is for the reaction between calcium carbonate and H2SO4 sulfuric acid. Okay, having gotten that, now let us now look at types of salts, the different types of salts, and I'll take my time to explain the different types of salt. Now, types of salt, like I told you, have the normal salts. So we have normal salts, you have acidic salts, you have basic salts, double salts, and complex salt. So there are basically 5 types of salt. Now some tests will want to add hydrated salt, but there's no need for that for now. So these are the different types of salts you ought to know. Now I'm going to explain them one after the other. The normal salt. How is a normal salt formed? When you see a salt, how do you tell that it is a normal salt or acidic, basic, double, or complex salt? So we're going to take notes of the key words that are important to note. Now, this normal salt, this type of salt is formed by replacing all the hydrogen ions by a metallic ion or ammonium ion. Remember, when we started this topic, we stated that a salt is formed when the hydrogen ion of an acid is replaced by a metallic ion or ammonium ion. Okay, now how do you form a normal salt? When you replace all the hydrogen in an acid by a metallic ion or ammonium ion, then a normal salt is formed. Now I'll give you examples so that you understand what I'm saying. Now from HCl, hydrochloric acid, we can form sodium chloride. Now if you look at this compound sodium chloride, you're not seeing any hydrogen there. It means the hydrogen has been replaced by a metallic ion. So this is a normal salt. Okay, I'll show you how sodium chloride looks like. This is sodium, of course, you should be familiar with sodium chloride. It's your table salt. Your normal salt, the one you use at home to cook, is your sodium chloride. Okay, now it's formed when the hydrogen is replaced by sodium, and it's formed from hydrochloric acid. Okay, now another example is your copper sulfate. Copper sulfate is formed from sulfuric acid, H2SO4. When you replace the 2 hydrogens in sulfuric acid, and then if you replace it by copper ion, then we form copper sulfate. Now, copper sulfate is a colored salt. Now, this is copper sulfate, a colored salt, and it has blue color. Okay, take note. This is copper sulfate. Now, another example is iron 2 sulfate. So we have iron 2 sulfate. That's of course, you know, this is symbol for iron. So iron 2 sulfate can also be formed when you replace all the hydrogen in sulfuric acid by iron. Now this is iron 2 sulfate. All right. This is the color. It has a dirty green color. Okay. So these are the different examples of normal. So you can have other normal salts like potassium chloride is a normal salt, magnesium chloride is a normal salt, etc. There are so many of them. Now, how do you get them? Replacing all the hydrogen by a metallic ion or ammonium ion. Now, let us look at the second type of salt. Okay, having explained the normal salts, let us look at acidic salts. Now, acidic salts are produced by acids that have 2 or more replaceable hydrogens. Now, for you to produce an acidic salt, that acid you want to use must have more than 1 hydrogen. It then means that you cannot produce acidic salt from HCl. because it's just one hydrogen there. So from H2SO4, that's sulfuric acid, you can produce acidic salt. Examples are sodium hydrogen sulfate. Now, take note of the presence of hydrogen in that salt. In normal salt, you use all the hydrogen, but here you have at least one hydrogen left. So sodium hydrogen sulfate is an acidic salt. Potassium hydrogen sulfate is an acidic salt. Sodium hydrogen carbonate, acidic salt. Sodium hydrogen phosphate. Now, the difference between acidic salt and normal salt is that an acidic salt contains at least one hydrogen in the salt. Okay? Now, basic salt. A basic salt is formed when a base is only partially neutralized by an acid. Now, the salt formed contains at least one hydroxide ion. Of course, you know the formula for hydroxide ion as OH negative. So, how do you differentiate a basic salt from acidic salt? An acidic salt contains hydrogen in the compound, while a basic salt contains hydroxide ion in the compound. Now, look at examples. You have this with hydroxide ion and then chloride. This is gotten from HCl. Okay. Now, the H has been replaced by OH. So you have sodium hydroxide chloride. Now, this is another basic salt, lead hydroxide nitrate. It's from nitric acid. Now, this is how you know a basic salt. It contains at least one hydroxide ion in that compound. Now, double salt. A double salt is formed when two simple salts are mixed together. Now, when two simple salts are mixed together, a double salt is formed. So you can have sodium sulfate mixed with sodium chloride to form a double salt. It means two things are coming together to form one. Alright, examples are this: potassium sulfate, this is a salt, aluminium sulfate, another salt, forming one compound. They will be mixed in water. That's why you're having 24 water. So the formula is K2SO4 dot Al2SO4 all into 3, 24 dot 24 water. This is a double salt. See how long the compound is. Now, this is another double salt, ammonium sulfate and iron sulfate, the one I showed you. Iron sulfate combined with ammonium sulfate, then you have 6 molecules of water. Now, this is a double salt because you have two different salts coming together to form one. What about a complex salt? A complex salt is a salt that contains 3 or more metallic ions. Now, unlike the other ones, this one is containing 3 or more. Okay? They are the 3 or more ions mixed together to form one. Example is this. Now, if you look at it, the structure is even looking complex. Okay? So you have copper 2 ion with 4 ammoniums. Okay? Copper 2 ion and then 4 molecules of ammonium forming one. Now, this one is aluminium with 4 molecules of chlorine. Aluminium 3 with 4 molecules of chlorine. I'm going to just draw this one quickly so that you see how complex. So you have copper in the middle. Then here you have ammonia. And then you have another ammonia. And then 4 of them like that attached to one metal ammonia. Okay? That's why it's a complex. Then you introduce this and then write your 2 ions there. So this is a complex salt. Looking somehow. Alright. So these are the different types of salt. I've been able to explain all of them, from the normal salt, the acidic salt, the basic salt, the double salt, and the complex salt. So now let us go to the last part of this topic, which is uses of salts. Okay. So what are the uses of salt? What do we use salt for? Now, the number one, sodium chloride, as you know, is a table salt. Is used for seasoning food. That's what you used to cook at home. Now, when you eat if you eat food and then it's not there's no salt. There's no salt in this food now. What they are using is sodium chloride, and it's a salt. Now, number 2, calcium sulfate is used in making plaster. If you know plaster is made from calcium sulfate. Calcium sulfate is also a salt. And then blackboard chalk. For those of you that went to public school, blackboard chalk, they use blackboard chalk there. So it's made from calcium sulfate. You can even make blackboard chalk by yourself. Maybe when we resume, you can come get some calcium sulfate from me to make a chalk. Okay. Now, number 3, potassium nitrate. That's the name. Potassium nitrate is used as preservative. That's what they use in preserving meat. Okay, and also making gunpowders. I know you know what gunpowder is. So it's used for making gunpowder. Number 4, magnesium sulfate is used as laxative. It helps remove gas from the stomach, or it gives you loose stool. For those of them that are having constipation, so they use magnesium sulfate. An example is your Gestid at home. Your Gestid at home is made up of magnesium sulfate, so it serves as laxative. Then finally, sodium hydrogen carbonate. I'm sure those of you that are offering home food and nuts, okay, you're into baking. Sodium hydrogen carbonate is a salt, and it's called baking powder. So it's used for baking, and it's also found in fire extinguishers. Okay, so these are the different uses of salt. You can go and do more research on other types of salts. For the sake of this class, we'll just look at 5 uses of salt. So now I'm going to give you an assignment, and I expect you to attempt this assignment and submit via my email address or WhatsApp number. Number 1, what is a salt? Very simple. What is a salt from what we learned? Then give 2 examples each for acidic and normal salt. And finally, state 2 ways of preparing salt. Okay, we looked at 3 ways of preparing salt. So I'm telling you to state just 2 ways of preparing salt. And please take notes in stating. Don't just write for me. You write equations, balanced equations to back up your points. Take notes. Okay. So when you're done, submit it via my email address, janeforgod2008 @yahoo.com, or my WhatsApp number 0809 0713694. janeforgod2008 @yahoo.com, or WhatsApp number 0809 0713694. Alright, thank you for watching and listening. I hope you learned something new today. Right? Do take care of yourself and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.